Let's get salty!
Everyone, Zeddy here again today with a brand new video, and we're still awaiting the nerf announcements. We know they've been finalized, and well, Blizzard had an interview you can see in a language I probably can't read. There's translations though, basically hinting at what's going to be coming up and likely announced in the next few days. And of course, we'll let you know as soon as the nerfs are announced what they'll be, but it's always fun to speculate, and well, we have some information as well as a hotfix going live in Hearthstone, addressing some issues. We'll talk about what that is all about, as well as I just want to thank you guys. We are just about 200 subs away from 58,000 subscribers. We'll have a bigger and better giveaway on our road to 60K every 1,000 subs. Hit that sub button, make me go broke. You guys have been ridiculous. And speaking of ridiculous, today later on stream, if you want to hang out, I'm doing a no complaint stream. I do them well when I've been a whiny little bit too much lately. We're gonna be playing Duels, we'll be playing Ladder. It's over at twitch.tv/Zeddy, and if I complain, I gift a sub to chat, and that might just be you. And if you know me at all, I'll be complaining. There'll be a lot of free subs, so come hang out on the Twitch stream. Anyways, let's get into the interview. This interview was conducted by Benage. He is like a Hearthstone journalist, I think based in China, or at least he speaks Chinese or Cantonese or Mandarin. I'm so bad with all this stuff. Please don't cancel me over it. But yes, he basically linked this interview, but translated it himself with Aleco Gereco, the balance guru over at Hearthstone. And yeah, he went over a bunch of stuff, and I thought we would go over the translations. And first and foremost, the one that I think a lot of people will be interested in, put it in the thumbnail for a reason, is Theotar. And Aleco's response to balance change towards Theotar is due to both his play rate and the frustration that we've been hearing about him. We'll be considering changes to Theotar in the next patch, but probably nothing too crazy. So this is a card that I predicted would likely get changed, but I didn't see it getting killed. And if you look at the numbers for this card, it's at like almost 50% of decks, and for a neutral card, that's just way too high. I don't even know if patches hit that number. It probably did, but regardless, that's really high. And for a card that gives like Mindrender Lucia vibes, or almost a Ticketus style vibe of ticking your card, in particular in Hearthstone, where cards are, your deck is built around a lot of the time one really powerful card. Is that a good thing? Not really, but that's the power level of cards and power level of decks where they play Theotar, they steal it. It feels awful. So my prediction was it was going to go to 5 or 6 mana, make it less flexible. And if he's saying probably nothing too crazy, that's probably what's going to happen. I don't see them fundamentally changing the card, not yet. But I was gung-ho on the card, saying it was a necessary evil after like a week, and a month later, I would not even mind if the card was outright killed. It just pisses me off that so many games, I even tweeted this out. I'm going to go off on a tangent here. I said this, I was very salty. I just had my hero card, Dawngrass, taken away. And yes, I'm playing Mage, whatever. Saying I'm really not sure why I bother playing Ladder. Very salty when most of my deck building and or strategies rendered useless because my opponent or myself, I mentioned it's in my deck, like I just auto win because I steal the good card. Doesn't really feel that great either, right? It's hard how to comprehend how this costs 4 and Mutinous is 7. Like, I feel like this card's better than Mutinous and it's 3 mana less. So anyways, regardless, that's kind of my point in my little Zeddy rant. And now you can see why I'm doing a no complaint stream later on twitch.tv/Zeddy. Last plug, I promise. So maybe at the end of the video, we'll see. Anyways, he also talked about Guff and Scales, Druid, right? And he said the win rate for Druid before the last patch was not indicative of a balance outlier. They did hit Celestial Alignment last patch. With that said, our next patch in early September, which, well, that's where we're at right now, has different goals, and we'll be considering changes to both of these cards in that patch. I don't love the fact that they're talking about Scales. If you're nerfing Guff, like that is like the best card in the deck by far. You nerf that, Druid might become irrelevant, just period. And then hitting another card on top of that makes me a little bit worried, mainly because we saw what happened to Warrior, right? Like they didn't just hit 1 card, they didn't hit just 2, they hit like 4 and just deleted the class from the game for the most part up until now. So if they do nerf Guff, which I'm on board for, it's just too damn good. I'm really worried if they like hit Scales too, which is a ridiculous card, don't get me wrong, but I feel like, you know, you risk overdoing it if you hit it too hard. But he's mentioning both, so they're probably gonna nerf both. Renothal's been very contentious as well. It's in like 50% of decks too, which for a neutral card is typically too high. And he replies with both the data and the player sentiment seems to indicate that he's in a mostly healthy spot right now, but we'll be keeping an eye on him as time goes on and make an adjustment if he starts to feel too dominant. So basically confirming Prince Renothal is not going to be getting nerfed, and I think it's a really cool card. It allows for late game strategies to flourish. It does kind of exacerbate the issues of a Guff, a Dawngrasp, but those cards are just kind of nuts on their own. Like, you don't have to have a 30 or 40 card deck for it to be nuts. And yeah, I like Renothal. I still think it's a really cool card. Let it have a whole expansion to shine. If it's just too good for too long, maybe change it later, but Renothal is definitely not a card I would like to see get hit. And it was asked about other things on the radar. He said, which are definitely on our watch list, is Ramp Druid, Control Mage. I would think Dawngrasp, maybe the Mage location, and Miracle Rogue. Like, I mean, obviously, Miracle Rogue in particular. In addition to Balance Focus change, we'll also be taking a look at some cards and interactions that are pretty, or that are frustrating to play against. So they're going for the feels, man. Like the twice single, if you get that. Yes, this old man listens to pop. It's hitting the fields. And yeah, we've seen a bit more changes for that, and I'm okay with that. I feel like it's not, you know, the game, if a deck is balanced but the game isn't fun, what's the point, right? Hearthstone's about being fun, and if the whole meta is perfectly balanced but every deck is miserable to face, unfun, it feels bad. I'm more on the line of like, let's nerf some stuff, let's change some stuff because it feels bad, but nothing there in particular. There's a lot of good feedback here. I'll link the tweet in the description below. It'll have the article. If you can read that language, go for it. And yeah, well, I'm certain we will be getting, you know, the announcement soon, but it gives you something a little bit to bide over. And we also have a hotfix. A hotfix went live 24.2.1. I love the decimals. Server-side hotfix, it should be live. It was September 2nd. This is September 3rd, as even I'm recording this because I cannot sleep. And there was content updates. They adjusted the Battlegrounds leaderboard logic to remove all the players with 0 rating for the leaderboards. We just shamed somebody yesterday for having 0 rating. They probably complained, and they made this change. They made some armor tier changes. Like, I guess that's cool. They're balancing Battlegrounds. They can do that more server side, unlike Hearthstone cards, which like require localization, all sorts of nonsense. That's not really doable. They said several Battlegrounds quests and quest rewards have been adjusted. We'll go into that in a second. I actually have a list of that. It was listed by a dev. They also said the Witness Protection Battlegrounds quest and other hidden body quest reward have been temporarily removed from the quest pool. They adjusted, this is a Duels update here. They adjusted the Big Friends and Live to Win buckets and removed Sire Denathrius from the group learning bucket. Denathrius is obviously also a problem in Duels, and I guess they're trying to minimize the impact of him there, but you can still draft him. I don't believe he's banned. And they fixed some bugs where Ring of Tides would continue to update based on the original owner's spell even after stolen. They fixed a bug where imps generated from Imp Gang boss didn't have the imp tag. Somehow they lost it. So if you're wondering why your imp buffs or card draw wasn't working properly, it was probably because the imps from Imp Gang boss weren't working correctly. So that's been updated, and they fixed a bug preventing the training session Dark Moon prize from working with Sire Denathrius. I believe that's Battlegrounds. And yeah, let's take a look at the actual quest chain. Mitchell Lowen, one of the devs who works on the Battlegrounds teams, outlined it like this. These quests are now harder. Dust for Prince, Exhumed the Bones, Sort It All Out, Follow the Money. And these quests are easier, Cry for Help. And these rewards are now harder. Stolen Gold, Ritual Dagger, Devils in the Detail, Smoking Gun, Mirror Shield, Secret Sinstone, Victim Spectral, Yogtastic Tasties, Staff Origination, and these rewards are now easier. Snicker Snacks, Evil Twin, Ghastly Mask, Teal Tiger Sapphire, and Red Hand, and Wondrous Wisdom Ball. What does that all mean? If you play Battlegrounds, you might know. I've been playing it a bit, but I haven't been like super in depth with it, but there you go. That's kind of all the updates right now. So there's a hotfix live, and we kind of have an idea what the next nerfs will be. And my last little shout out, no complaint stream tonight. Come check out the Twitch stream. And if you enjoyed the video, please like and subscribe. Have a great day. Stay salty, my friends.